In the last 3 years, a quiet revolution swept through West Africa. From Bamako in Mali to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, a new generation of leaders decided they had seen enough. They expelled the French military, tearing up defense pacts that had defined the region for decades. The message from leaders like Ibrahim Traoré was uncompromising. National sovereignty is not up for negotiation. But as the sun sets on France's military footprint in the west, a new dawn is being engineered in the east. In March 2026, 800 French troops arrived on Kenyan soil aboard 3 warships. A controversial defence cooperation agreement has been ratified. The billion-euro deals are signed. France is rebranding its African strategy, and Kenya has just become ground zero. But history offers a harsh warning. What happens when you welcome in the very forces that half the continent just fought to expel? Today, we examine the history of Françafrique, the details of Kenya's new defence pact, and why every Kenyan needs to pay close attention to the fine print. To understand the danger Kenya faces, we must look at the wreckage left behind in West Africa. For a decade, France operated massive counter-terrorism missions across the Sahel. To the outside world, it looked like a partnership. But on the ground, local leaders realized a disturbing truth. The presence of foreign troops was creating dependency, not stability. Local militaries became subservient to French command structures. Furthermore, the economic ties heavily favored Paris, extracting resources while leaving local economies stagnant. Ibrahim Traoré and his contemporaries didn't throw France out of blind anger. They expelled them because the partnership was fundamentally unequal. It was an extension of colonial dynamics dressed up as modern diplomacy. They recognized that true security cannot be outsourced. Having lost their strategic foothold, military bases, and political leverage in Francophone Africa, Paris grew desperate. They needed a new anchor to secure their maritime interests in the Indian Ocean and project power across the continent. France is now officially pivoting to Anglophone East Africa. Kenya, strategically located and boasting one of the region's most capable militaries, was the perfect target. In May 2026, President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Nairobi to co-host the Africa Forward Summit. On the surface, the narrative is about innovation and economic growth. The deals signed are massive, over €1 billion targeting energy, infrastructure, and technology. It is being sold to the Kenyan public as a partnership of equals, designed to empower high-growth enterprises and modernize the grid. But beneath the economic diplomacy lies the true anchor of this new relationship, the military pact. Kenya's defense forces are battle-hardened. The KDF has decades of experience in regional peacekeeping. So why does Nairobi need 800 French boots on the ground? The answer lies buried in the Defense Cooperation Agreement ratified in April 2026. Within its pages is a legal double standard that West Africa knows all too well: immunity. Under this pact, French forces retain primary legal jurisdiction over offences committed while on official duty. If a French soldier commits a serious crime on Kenyan soil, they may bypass Kenyan courts entirely, be tried in France, and serve their sentence there. But here is the important question to ask. If indeed the French are here purely for security, training, and a mutual partnership, why did they ask for immunity? If this is just an exchange of military expertise, why shield your soldiers from the laws of the host nation? Kenya is standing at a historic crossroads. The infrastructure deals, the railway modernizations, and the energy investments look spectacular on paper. But geopolitics is never a charity. France is attempting to build a new sphere of influence to replace the empire it just lost. As West Africa learned the hard way, when you barter military sovereignty for economic partnerships, the true cost is rarely visible on the receipt until years later. Hosting foreign troops with sweeping legal immunities is not a sign of partnership, it is a vulnerability. Ibrahim Traoré warned the continent about the cost of these deals. The question is anyone in Nairobi listening? The ink on these agreements is already dry, but the conversation is just beginning. As citizens, it is our fundamental responsibility to understand exactly what is being signed in our name behind closed doors. Do you believe this defense pact is a strategic masterstroke for our economy? Or is Kenya walking blindly into the exact same sovereignty trap that West Africa just fought to escape? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have an educated debate. If you value independent, investigative journalism that looks beyond the political handshakes, hit the subscribe button. Here at the Kenyan Brief, we break down the geopolitical moves shaping our nation, so you are never caught off guard. Until next time, stay aware and stay alert.